In the complex world of the British monarchy, even the smallest gesture can signal a monumental shift. Recently, a quiet but significant event took place, suggesting a possible thaw in the frosty relationship between Prince Harry and his father, King Charles. In July 2024, aides representing the Duke of Sussex and the King held a discreet meeting in London. This was not a grand summit with flashing cameras and formal declarations. Instead, it was an informal gathering over drinks, a deliberate choice to keep things low-key and out of the intense public spotlight. This meeting marked the first real attempt at dialogue between the two sides in a very long time, a tentative step toward mending a deeply fractured family bond. The details of the meeting are telling in their simplicity. Harry's team, including his trusted communications officer, met with the King's own communications secretary. There was no strict agenda, no list of demands to be negotiated. The purpose was simply to open a channel to see if a conversation was even possible after years of public accusations and painful silence. For Harry, this represents a crucial effort to reconnect with his family and his homeland. The strained silence that followed his departure from royal duties and the publication of his memoir, Spare, had created a vast chasm. This quiet drink was the first stone cast across that divide, a small but hopeful sign. This initial contact is layered with meaning for both father and son. For years, the communication between them has been filtered through public statements and dramatic media headlines. The personal connection, once a cornerstone of their relationship, had seemingly vanished. By sending his most trusted staff, Harry was signaling a genuine desire to move past the public conflict and engage in a more private, meaningful way. It was an acknowledgement that the war of words had reached its limit, and that a different approach was needed if there was to be any hope of reconciliation. The informality of the meeting was designed to lower the stakes and create a safe space for dialogue to begin. The very existence of this meeting sends ripples of speculation through the halls of Buckingham Palace and beyond. It suggests that despite the deep hurt on both sides, the door to a potential reconciliation has not been completely bolted shut. The path forward is fraught with challenges, and this single meeting is far from a resolution. However, it represents a critical first step, a fragile olive branch extended from Montecito to London. It is a recognition that for the monarchy to endure and for a family to heal, communication, however tentative, must be restored. The world now watches to see if this whisper of peace can grow into a real conversation. King Charles has received his son's olive branch, but he holds it with a cautious hand. While the king is reportedly open to the idea of mending the relationship, his willingness is tempered by a deep sense of wariness. Having endured a barrage of public revelations and accusations, Charles is understandably protective of the monarchy's stability and his own privacy. His primary concern is to avoid any further scandals that could damage the institution he now leads. The king is also navigating his own health challenges, which makes the need for a calm and stable environment more pressing than ever. He cannot afford the emotional and public turmoil that has defined the past few years. The king's caution stems from a fundamental breach of trust. The royal family operates on an unwritten code of discretion and loyalty, a code that Harry and Meghan were seen to have broken with their tell-all interviews and publications. For Charles, rebuilding that trust is not a simple matter of forgetting the past. He needs assurance that any renewed relationship will not become fodder for another book or television special. He is weighing his natural love for his son against his solemn duty as sovereign. This internal conflict makes him proceed slowly, carefully measuring each step to ensure it does not lead to another public relations disaster for the crown. From Harry's perspective, the motivation for these peace talks is multifaceted and deeply personal. There is a clear desire for inclusion and a return to the family fold. Reports suggest Harry feels a growing anxiety about his place in the world, particularly in the United Kingdom. He is said to be worried about becoming completely irrelevant or even banished from his home country, especially once his brother, Prince William, one day ascends the throne. This fear is a powerful driver, pushing him to seek a more defined and secure role, one that would restore some of his former status and privileges within the royal ecosystem. Beyond status, Harry likely craves a genuine reconnection with his father. Despite the public fallout, the underlying bond of family remains. He may be seeking not just a formal arrangement, but a real personal reconciliation where he can speak to his father directly, without intermediaries or the glare of the media. Some experts believe that no real progress can be made until Harry has a private, face-to-face meeting with the king himself. His hope is to carve out a unique space for himself and his family, perhaps a part-time royal role that would allow him to support the monarchy on his own terms, blending royal duty with commercial freedom. While King Charles may be cautiously considering a path to reconciliation, his heir, Prince William, holds a much firmer and more unforgiving stance. The Prince of Wales is reportedly furious that these secret talks are even happening. He views any attempt to bring Harry back into the royal circle as a grave mistake and a potential threat to the monarchy's integrity. William's opposition is not passive. It is a powerful force within the palace. His deafening silence on the matter and his notable absence from any discussions speak volumes about the depth of the rift between the two brothers. For William, the trust has been irrevocably broken. The source of William's anger is rooted in a profound sense of betrayal. He sees Harry's public criticisms not just as personal attacks on the family, but as a direct assault on the institution of the monarchy itself, the institution he has dedicated his life to preserving. From William's perspective, his brother chose to abandon his duties and then proceeded to undermine the family from across the Atlantic. He believes that allowing Harry back, even in a limited capacity, would set a dangerous precedent and reward behavior that he considers disloyal. He is unwilling to risk the stability of the crown for a brother he no longer feels he can trust. This fraternal division presents a significant dilemma for the entire royal family. The monarchy is already stretched thin, with King Charles managing a demanding schedule alongside his health treatments. The idea of a part-time royal deal for Harry and Meghan is, for some, a pragmatic solution to a practical problem. It could provide much-needed support for royal duties without requiring a full return. However, this pragmatic view clashes directly with the deep-seated fear of more public disclosures. The family is caught between the need for more hands on deck and the risk of those same hands writing another tell-all memoir. The core of the royal family's concern is control over their own narrative. Harry and Meghan have proven their ability and willingness to shape public perception on their own terms, often to the detriment of the palace's carefully managed image. The family worries that any new arrangement would simply give them a platform to launch fresh complaints if their expectations are not met. The tension is palpable. Harry seeks a way back in, driven by a desire for relevance and connection, while the family, led by William's staunch opposition, fears that opening the door even a crack could invite another storm that they are desperate to avoid. As the dust settles from the initial quiet meeting, the future of Prince Harry's relationship with the royal family remains deeply uncertain. The situation is a delicate balance of competing interests, a complex web of personal feelings and institutional duties. On one side stands Harry, hoping to reclaim a piece of his old life and secure his family's place within the royal narrative. He is driven by a desire for reconciliation with his father and a fear of being permanently exiled from the country of his birth. His efforts to initiate peace talks show a clear wish to change the current dynamic and build a new kind of relationship with the crown. On the other side stands the monarchy, an ancient institution built on principles of stability, discretion, and unwavering duty. King Charles, as its leader, must weigh his paternal instincts against his responsibilities as sovereign. He must protect the crown from further scandal while navigating his own health and the immense pressures of his role. His cautious approach reflects the high stakes involved. The royal family cannot simply forget the past few years of turmoil. Every decision must be carefully considered for its potential impact on the long-term health and public perception of the monarchy, making any quick resolution highly unlikely. The chasm between Prince William and Prince Harry adds another layer of profound complexity to this royal drama. Without William's support, any deal or reconciliation would be incomplete and inherently fragile. The brotherly bond, once a source of strength for the monarchy, has become one of its most visible fault lines. William's firm opposition serves as a powerful reminder of the deep wounds that remain. Until that relationship can be repaired, a prospect that currently seems distant, any arrangement with the wider family will feel temporary and unstable, built on a foundation that is far from solid. Ultimately, this moment represents a critical crossroads for both Prince Harry and the House of Windsor. The outcome of these tentative talks will shape the future of their personal relationships and the public face of the monarchy for years to come. Whether this opening leads to a genuine healing or simply another chapter in a painful saga is yet to be seen. The path forward is not clear, and it is paved with risk for all involved. What is certain is that the world is watching, waiting to see if a fractured family can find its way back to peace, or if the divisions are now too deep to ever truly mend.